All right, I think we're on. We're on. We are live. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Jay Hollingshed, high performance mindset coach, and today is episode 105 of 365 of my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. Thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate that. And if my voice is a little raspy right now and my eyes seem a little puffy and red, no, I'm not sick or anything like that. I'm just waking up probably 12 minutes ago. No lie. 12 minutes ago, just waking up. And I've been doing something, trying to push my own limits, test myself. And I've been doing some really physically demanding work over the past week or so. And between yesterday and today, I've been working hard and pushing myself, right? So, and now it's gotten to the point to where I'm tired. I'm tired and I'm pushing myself, and my body is like, okay, Jay, what are you going to do? And here I am listening to all these great motivators like Eric Thomas, David Goggins, and they're all saying, Les Brown, they're all saying the same things. Like when you push through being tired, that's when you find your greatness. When you push beyond that, that's where your greatness is. So here I am trying to employ that in my mind and tell myself, Jay, you got this. You ain't no punk. You got this. Push, push, push. And so here I am pushing, right? I'm telling myself this in my head. And so I'm telling myself this in my head, which brings me to today's subject, which is positive and negative self-talk. Positive and negative self-talk. And I see a ton of people tuning in right now, so let me go ahead and get my thank yous first. And then we'll get back to positive and negative self-talk, and let me finish my story. First of all, thank everybody for tuning in. If you're watching this for the first time, bless you. Thank you so much. And if you want to catch this episode in its entirety, go to my YouTube channel. Feel free to go to Jay Hollingshed on YouTube. You can catch all of my previous episodes from 1 to 104 are already backlogged on YouTube, and any videos I've done before that. So feel free to like, share, tag, comment during the episode as we continue to go on. Now, everybody that's tuning in right now, I got hearts and likes going up already. Oh my. First of all, my wife, Lisa, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Charles Rogers, thank you for tuning in. D'Angela Michelle, all right. Ivory Taylor, I appreciate you. Faith James, oh wow. The branding extraordinaire, the branding coach extraordinaire herself, Faith James. I appreciate you for tuning in. No, I'm not no punk. I'm trying not to be because this is tough. So, let's get back to the story, being that you said that. Mary Liggins, Peaches, hey, how are you? My good friend from the United Way of the Mid-South. Thank you. Renissa Renee. All right. Everybody is tuning in. God bless all of you. Now, going back into what I was saying, tonight's episode is positive and negative self-talk. That's the 7th pillar of my 7 pillars of mental performance, and we are covering that on today, which is the 7th day of the week. So, here I am tired. I'm trying to push myself, and I'm telling myself in my head, Jay, you got this. Push, push, push. We've all seen those wristbands that say WWJD. What would Jesus do? So in my mind, I'm saying, what would David Goggins do? What would Les Brown do? Eric Thomas. What would E.T. do? I can hear I'm sitting there tired, can't go on, and in my mind, I hear Eric Thomas pushing and yelling at me. He doesn't talk, he yells. He's yelling at me. If anybody understands Eric Thomas and his yelling, go ahead and like or say something in the comments. But Eric Thomas will yell at you to motivate you. And that's all I've been listening to. So that's been in my head. That's the repeating cycle. That's the positive self-talk that's in my head. So I'm pushing myself, right? And I push. Finally, my body just says, let's go. We're done. We tap out. My body follows the mind. My mind was pushing, and my body was going, and my body just said, oh, we're done. It's out. All right, Renissa Renee, you shared. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And my body said, we're done. We're tapping out. And I crashed. Now, I've been crashed on that floor for a while today because I'm tired. I was trying to push myself and test my limits. But I wasn't able to do that if I didn't have that positive self-talk going on in my head, pushing me to go further and further and further and do things that I don't normally do or push myself to limits I don't normally get to. Now, With that being said, in the positive and negative self-talk, we attract what we are. Now, we think in pictures, but when we think, we are thinking about, when we think, our minds are shooting out mental energies. We're thinking of pictures, not only of the pictures, but when we think, we are pushing ourselves in a direction, pushing our mental energies out in a direction like towards the universe. We're pushing those out. And the words that we say, those are the mental energies that are going out. It can be negative, it can be positive. Whatever it is, that's what we're going to reciprocate. We reciprocate what we are. So if I had been pushing out energies out of my mind saying, look, I'm tired, I quit, I'm not going to do this, I would not have accomplished or gotten as far as I have gotten. I would not have pushed myself as far as to the limit that I've gone to, and realized, hey, okay, this is a new limit for me. I've pushed myself further. But when we think like that, we're pushing our mental energies out. That's what we're going to get back. That's why I said we attract what we are. It's kind of like Steve Harvey, a good friend of mine, sent me a video clip of Steve Harvey today, and he said it's like a telephone, cell phone signal. You pick up that cell phone and you dial it. That signal goes out to the nearest tower, and then it bounces off that tower and comes back. Well, the energies you send out, they go out into the universe, and they come back in the form of your circumstances. And your circumstances come back and surround you, and you live through those circumstances to manifest the positive thoughts or the negative thoughts that you have been thinking. So the conversations you have in your head, that's from your psyche. That's what you repeat over and over and over. As I stated before in a lot of my other positive and negative self-talk conversations, your psyche belongs to you. You don't belong to your psyche. So you can't control your psyche. Control your self-talk. Up to 85% of our self-talk is negative. So that means we got to push out at least 86% just to tip over being neutral and to be a positive person. And that means 85% of us talking, 85% of our self-talk 86, has to be positive. That's a lot of talking. That's all the time. Why is it so much? Because our psyche does not stop talking. It keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. The only time that it does not talk is when we are unconscious, is when we are asleep. That's when our psyche is not able to judge our thoughts and what we do. But the minute we awaken, it's up, it's going, it's starting to talk. So to offset that, our psyche actually repeats what we bring into our environment, what we hear, what we say, what we surround ourselves with, who we surround ourselves with. My wife told me a couple of weeks ago from a seminar that she attended that our parents, what they say in their outer voice, which means what they speak out loud, becomes what we hear in our inner voice, in our psyche. It's kind of like me. I'm 46 years old, but there are some things that I want to do or that I would like to try to do, and I can hear my mom or I can hear my dad saying, really, that's what you're going to do? You know, I taught you better than that. So that's my parents' outer voice becoming my inner voice of my psyche. So we hear that all the time, but it became our inner voice of our psyche because that's what we heard for so many years over and over. It became our mental programming. So that's how you control and change your psyche, the conversation of your psyche. You have to repetitively pour in that positivity, put in that positive word. Like I said, I was continuously putting in Eric Thomas, David Goggins, Les Brown, all those people, Gary Vaynerchuk, all of those people in my head over and over. Brian Tracy, I can go on and on. Tony Robbins, the list goes on. And it's in my head. I rarely listen to music because I'm constantly pushing myself. So when it came down to me being tired and I'm ready to go and give up, what kind of talk came out of my psyche to me? Eric Thomas yelling in my ear, you ain't no punk. Let's go. Let's get up. Let's do this. You know you got this. So my psyche has been trained to talk positive talk. That's all I surround myself with. And we attract what we are. And what's inside is what's going to come out. So that positivity is going to come out of us. It's going to come out in the form of actions. It's going to come out in the form of words, because that's what's in our minds. We act our thoughts. We speak our thoughts, and then we reciprocate our thoughts. So our thoughts need to be positive if you want to live that positive life. If you want to change and grow to be even more positive, you got to be stronger in your positive lifestyle. Surround yourself and surround your mind with nothing but positivity. How do you do that? The people you hang around with. Are you hanging around with negative people or positive people? You hang around negative people that curse and complain all the time, and all they do is swear and be like, look, man, I'm tired, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. All they do is gossip, curse, complain, and talk garbage. That's what's going into your mind on a repetitive basis. Your psyche is picking that up. Next thing you know, your psyche will be saying those same things to you in your alone time. When you're sitting there brushing your teeth, when you're getting ready for bed, nobody else is around. We replay the conversations in our heads that we go through daily. We replay those all the time. So hang around positive people, listen to positive music, read positive books. Positive affirmations, have those all the time. Even in your mind, what you're saying in your mind over and over, those are proclamations. Those are affirmations. You are proclaiming something. You are proclaiming that you are this, you are that. A lot of people, actually, wow, what I have around my neck right now, the beads. These aren't even beads. These are seeds. It's called Rudraksha, Rudruksha. Take time to look that up if you want to look that up and see what it is. Rudraksha. And it's actually 108 of these beads. And this comes from a Buddhist tradition. And if you see a lot of Buddhist monks, they'll walk around and you'll see them, they'll have them in their hands. And they'll be rotating those beads over and over and over. They rotate those beads. Why do they do that? Because a lot of times you hear people refer to those beads as prayer beads. Well, what they're doing is they're repeating a positive affirmation with each bead. Every time they rotate one bead, they say that same affirmation over and over, over and over. Or I am confident, I am confident, I am confident, I am confident, I am confident. So when you see someone with those beads and they have them in their hand and they're just rotating them over and over like that, they are repeating affirmations. They are programming their psyche. They are programming their self-talk to be positive. And that's what they're pouring into themselves, and that's what's going to come out in their lifestyle. So your positive and negative self-talk. Eliminate the negativity. Increase the positivity. Get beyond that 85% negativity, and then bring it up to 86 plus percent positivity. That's all I have for today in my positive and negative self-talk of my 7 pillars of mental performance in 365 days. This is episode 105 of 365. Thank everyone for watching. I truly appreciate you for tuning in. Be well, stay blessed, and through love, be a blessing. God bless.